Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Dream Team. Hi Nick, how are you?
Hi, Marie. Hi, Jasper. Very well, thank you.
That's good. And how's your beautiful healing going?
Um, it's getting there. I got to admit, though, you sort of have days where you just feel like, oh, is this ever going to get better? And I think, why am I telling myself that?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
why am I even saying that? That's just crazy. I should just be, I guess it's just that old programming that wants to just keep coming up, that, the ego-based one that just there to protect me. And I go, no, you don't need to do this anymore. And I just go, no, I've got this. I've got it. And I just have to keep stepping back. So what I've done actually is I've decided, sorry, I'm already rambling on, haven't even said hello to anybody. But I've decided to reverse instead of going, it was 100 days yesterday since I had my operation. And then
wow.
I thought, rather than keep going, like, how many weeks has this happened before? And then there's another week on top. I thought, no, I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to aim for the amount of time that I was in a boot post-op, because that stopped me from moving my foot, and that's the issue I have. I'm going to reverse it. So I've still got 62 days to get back to zero. So that's how I'm working. So
I
I'm
love
working
it.
backwards. It's like back to the future type
Yeah.
thing, you know?
So you're
Returning back to
changing
normal.
up that timeline. So you're
Yes.
not the waiting. It's this has already happened.
Yes. Yeah,
Nice
exactly.
work. I
So
love that.
see how I go with that one and see what
Mhm.
happens after that when I
Yeah,
go the minus back
beautiful.
down to zero. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, I can't wait. I love little experiments. So, we've got Marie on. Hi, got Kylie, Gillian. Yeah, so how's everyone been going? I know I really feel like we've had a big consciousness shift coming through. Um, I know there's people that I've sort of noticed have sort of opened up and been a little bit more awake, and I know Carly has, but I'm really interested to see if anyone else has noticed in their circle or family or friends if there's been any sort of shift into more awareness and more wakedness, if there's such a word. So yeah, let us know. But it was interesting because I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I meant to show these before. Beautiful Nick, our very, very creative Nick, and this is her little
Oh, me.
you, darling, you. Imaginatorium. That's Nicole's little name. But she sent some gorgeous gifts to Carly and me, and we opened them together. It was so much fun. But this is like the card that Nick makes. I mean, they're just
Oh, no,
spectacular.
I didn't make that one. Oh, my God, I
You
didn't
didn't
make that
make
one.
it. Oh, well,
No.
it's amazing.
I know the person who has that business, and he does amazing
Oh,
stuff. Yeah.
but I mean, they're magpies for anyone that
I know.
wants to know.
Aren't they
Australian
incredible?
magpies. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just beautiful, but it's something you would do. I can just see that
Yeah.
you would do something like this. It's
They're all,
incredible.
he gets them all laser cut, through a computer. That's
Oh,
how
is
they're
that
done.
what happens? It's
Yeah.
beautiful. But
Yeah.
did you make all of these little
Yes,
babies?
I did.
So these are things you can actually put around your home, like whether you put them into pot plants, birthday cakes, whatever. Is that right? Is that how
Yeah.
you would use them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I
so
made
they're
them to
just
replace birthday candles instead of people blowing out candles for many
ah,
reasons.
yeah,
I thought, so I've got a whole range of different ones, but I chose these ones for Marie and Kylie.
and they're gorgeous. They're absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I have yet to play with those and decide what to do with them. And there's just so many. They're gorgeous. But yeah, lots of goodies. So this girl is very creative. So yes, I just wanted to show people my beautiful gifts that I got. And it's interesting because you do the what do you do? The codes. You call them, what codes do you
Oh,
call them?
they're symbols or sigils. So with the gene keys, everybody's got a template, and you understand what your own genetic coding is, and
Yeah.
everyone's is slightly different. It's quite remarkable how it reflects really what we're here to do, which is to learn through our
Mm,
shadow, transform ourselves into the best that we can be. And it's not about trying to learn more; it's just trying to be the best you can be by understanding what you were here to do. It's quite amazing, and it ties everything in. It brings
mm,
it's probably the clearest guideline that you could follow, more than a horoscope, more than the I Ching. It combines everything all together,
fascinating.
just based on. So so what happens is when I get the gene key of the moment, like there's one particularly this week that's just started, which is about purity. I tune into it, and what I'll do is I'll look at the mantra attached with it, and then I'll just draw a symbol, and that's what I did. So I did the one for you, which is your life's work, Marie.
Which is this one, which I thought was very, very apt. So I don't know if you guys can read it. But yeah, so it says, I'm the portal guardian where comfort ends and life begins, awakening others to face their fears, promising aliveness, precious enough to protect and mysterious enough to risk. I am the daredevil. So, and yeah, so, but if we could put the link up for people if they wanted to go in and have a look as well, maybe, Nick. So yeah, but which is beautiful. So yeah, so, and let's have a look and see, because we've had some people, yeah, so Marie's noticed something with her family.
Oh, definitely more shifting positions. One family member has had a complete flip. See, we knew this was going to happen, didn't we?
and I've watched it with Kylie, you know, her someone she knows, and just going, what has happened? Just a complete 180, like, and so open and so receptive and so prepared to not be rigid. You know, it's that rigidity I feel that a lot of people have lived under and lived with, whether it's because it made them feel safe or they just, that was how it was meant to be for them. They're just softening. So yeah, so which is really, really cool. Okay, and so what's been happening for Gillian?
Gillian says, in my very close circle, there have been some really big changes, life-changing, planned retirement, new jobs, new relationships, different conversations, blindness to strangers' chaos, new frequency. Yeah, that's a nice summary.
That is a beautiful summary, and it's just noticing it. So, you know, and we said that this had to happen because of the consciousness coming in, and I feel the work that everyone has been doing to help the collective to shift. I really feel, you know, we're a big part of that as well. We've consciously and intentionally been actually doing that. So it doesn't take a lot of people to change it. So it was fascinating. I was just watching this little video today of this girl that she just puts out little ideas about spirituality, but she got questioned and not, almost banned by Instagram for showing people how to burst clouds. Now, we've been doing weather witching for a long time. And she said, why would they pick that? I've talked about everything else that we know is going on and la, la, la. And she said, but this is the one that they actually focused on. And it's true. It's like they don't want us to know how powerful a creator we are, or a dissembler of whatever it is that's been put out there. So I found that really interesting.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
So,
it's, and I have been completely tuned out of what's happening in the world, to be honest. And then I'll hear a remark made, and it'll be just like, no surprise, because it's sort of because many of the people here, of course, we've been through this knowledge of truth that's come through, and we sort of understand it. So when you get a snippet of something, you see where it fits into the big scheme, and it's never what it appears on the surface. And even just, you know, talking about the Disclosure movie, we mentioned that last week, how as more and more people will go and see it, there'll be more discussion around that, and that will lead to whatever. But I thought, no, I don't think I'm going to go and see it. It's just, I don't think it's going to appease me.
And it's a Steven Spielberg one, and you know, I used to love his movies, but once you sort of know where they've come from, you know. But I think I've had people say it was so dull, it was like blah blah, and I know that's how I would find it.
Yeah, it depends on how you perceive it. Anyway, my partner said to me, he said, well, why don't we go to that? Why don't we go out and just go and see that? And I said, well, you know how I feel about that. And he said, yeah, but it still might be good. And I thought, you know what, it might be good to go with him, so that I can have more open conversations about, you know, that bit was real. I reckon that one's real. And that one maybe not so, you know, like to look at where you're still getting two stories in something. So, you know, I might go just for that reason. And that's what you know, we have to understand, is that everything that plays out has to play out for a reason. But I'm comfortable in what I feel and what I know now without having to seek it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, and setting up the cinema, what I find with an intention of, you know, I would like to see the truth that's going to help me to awaken more, and to see that I do it from that angle. So that might be something else that's worthwhile looking at.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'd love to know if anyone's seen it and actually what they thought of it. You know, did you get some aha moments? Did you get some, okay, I can see this here and what's been playing, what they're playing out. So I'd love to know, but
because ultimately the disclosure is from here, isn't it? It's from within us. It's us discovering how we're deeply connected.
Totally. So, but oh, hi Sherry. Sherry's noticed some changes with people.
Oh, both my brothers have shifted big. I tried to see an opening we can slip into and have bigger discussions, certainly not politics, but richer combos. One wants to go to an ashram. I went 2 years ago.
So you're paving the way for them, Sherry, which is beautiful. So I know, and yeah, it's just fascinating when you see it, and sometimes it's such a big shift. You go, how could that have happened so quickly? You know, but I feel too, because I think all of us would be spearheads, and so once you've sort of made a path, it's so much easier for others to be able to walk through. So
Absolutely.
Which is how I see it. So, but it was interesting because yesterday I had a session with our Shanna. Shanna taps into the Akashic Records, and so that's why I actually popped up the title today. Have you ever tapped into your Akashic Records in your dreams? And that can also be going into other realms and seeing things for ourselves through experience of other lifetimes, or what our soul is meant to have experienced, I suppose. So, but it was fascinating because I asked this question, and I didn't even think to get Shanna on today, but I did ask the question, and I wrote stuff down as well. She did record it, but I just find writing things down helps. And so what I asked was, well, do we need to do like life reviews? Can we tap into the Akashic Records? All of that. Life reviews, it came up that, look, we are doing a lot, which is what I feel, in our lifetime. But she said because the vibration and frequency is just so fast once we're out of the physical body and through into the realm, a lot of other lifetimes and things will come through to actually be maybe looked at or cleared, or, you know, aha moments, whatever. I don't know how it works. But so there will still be a life review, apparently, but on such a different level to how we could even begin to understand it. So what are your thoughts on that, Nick?
Well, that was the very question that's been plaguing me all week, actually, which is because of the dreams that I've been having, which are just short. It could be just an observation of something that could actually happen in real life now, where I would get really irritated about something or bothered by something, and I was watching this thing play out, very conscious of it, and I'm thinking, well, if I'm watching it, is it really happening now, or is it like what's this purpose? And then I started to realize that a lot of the ones that I was getting, which were just everyday life stuff, were little, and right down to the finite things. Like, that's how much we have to purge and purify. You know, just laughable. And I'll tell you, one of them was where, you know, when you go to the toilet, and when men have gone to the toilet beforehand, and it's not as clean as what you'd hope. Now, that doesn't actually happen in my house because my partner's quite particular about things like that. But for some reason, this toilet had stuff all over it, and I got really annoyed, and I'm thinking, you know, how could? But then I thought, no, I'll just wipe it off. And it was sort of like I didn't have to carry that emotional baggage with me back to the person to play out that game anymore. And I thought, is this a bit like what we'll do when we do our review, and so are we doing it now, and are we doing it through our dream state as well? It just means that, and what's the purpose of it? Like, why, like you said, I feel like we're doing a lot of it in our daily activity, because you catch yourself about to react and go, no, I'm not going to react that way. And to me, that's a bit like becoming aware of, and then what I've started doing now is being conscious of the fact that, well, how have I reacted in the past to situations? And what did that lead to? Most of the time it was a mirroring back of a learning. You know, so it's just been playing on my mind a little bit, that a lot of the dreams that I've been having are based around that. So that's why I feel that, is that part of the Akash that we are reviewing while we're here and in our dream state. Yeah.
I know, and that was, and I guess that was part of the question, but I think because we still probably don't quite remember, how it works, the fluidity of how things work in that realm. It's like it's almost like we don't remember yet fully how that actually plays out. But yeah, look, I agree with you that we're doing stuff in our dreams, in our everyday life, just with those little incidences and experiences that can pop up, and how do we respond? And it was, I mean, for you, the cleaning of that toilet, I feel that's maybe also reminiscent of anything that's happened, because that's the cleansing and the letting go is when someone goes to the toilet. So it's like you're doing that not just for that, on that one particular thing. It's for a myriad of different.
Yes, that's so true, actually. Yeah, that's very true. And funny enough, I pulled this card which flew out this morning, and it's the card of perfection. And this card sends a message, and I just wrote down a few points about it. So basically, it's about realigning with our God presence by purifying thoughts. And I didn't even make that connection to what you were just saying. Like, it's interesting, isn't it?
And it's a 23, which is 5, which is change.
Exactly. And it's also about dismissing our limiting beliefs and not dwelling on any of the painful past memories, and also dwelling on the what ifs of the future. But the thing is, those past memories that are coming up, we're learning to not get attached to them anymore, because it creates this, it's a biochemical thing that happens in the body with emotions, that it keeps coming up. And when you see people looping through their emotion and you think, oh no, you can't ignore it, you've got to face it. I think, yeah, but it's a letting it come up, but then letting it go, letting it release. So that's, in order to do that, that's when we get into that God presence, where we know that nothing is limiting us anymore. We're limiting ourselves from our thoughts and our beliefs.
And I love that you've actually said that, because I don't know, how does everyone else been going? I've been getting a lot of little scenarios still popping up from this life experience or whatever. And I go, oh, okay, that's how I was then. Do I need to forgive anyone? Do I need to just let it go? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I've judged myself for quite a while from this stupid little scenario that the other person's probably not even remembered. And I go, okay, Marie, just, you can let that go now. But then what I've started to notice, Nick, and I'm glad you said this, yesterday I just started to notice these really beautiful memories popping in. I was going, oh, that was one of my favorites when I was traveling here, and that was magnificent. So, and the difference in the feeling, so it's almost like all this working and releasing and just letting go. And if we have to feel like we have to forgive, if you want to, then we do it. It's brought me into a new place, so that I'm actually starting to get all these gorgeous drop-ins of, wow, I forgot about that, we did that. That was fantastic. And I felt so different within myself with it. So you're so spot on. So I'd love to know, how everyone's been going, and if you've been having dreams at all, just put them in, because that always brings up a myriad of conversation and connection with everybody. So pop your dreams up, guys. I didn't get any through emails this week, so we need them on the show. So what's been going on? So
Kylie says, I've been looping a bit, and then I sit and let it go and keep thinking of all the good memories. Yeah.
Nice. And it's a conscious action, because, our mental plane, it's real. So it's consciously, actively working within that, and then remembering to drop into the heart and going, okay, that's fine, that can go. So yeah, really interesting. So so all of this has come from life review, and we still do it. That's, well, at some level, we'll, and because we'll remember everything, it'll just be easy, for once we're out of this linear timeline type situation, is how I put it in. Just trying to think anything else. Oh, and it was interesting because when Shanna went in, and Shanna, she does love practicing with people. She's still getting a site, worked out as to where she can actually have book appointments. So meantime, if you want to catch up with Shanna, I can put her email address in here. If you let me find it. But yeah, so what was the other thing I was? Oh, so when she goes in, she always meditates beforehand, but then when she goes in, she said that when she got to my book, she said it's so thick. And I was going, yeah, of course.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But yeah, she said they're just showing me, like, in a way that there's been a lot of experiences. So yeah, but I'll just go in and grab her email and I will pop it up. So if people want to, just email Shanna. Here we go. And let me get that up. So it's Akashic at protonmail.com. I hope she doesn't mind me doing this. And she'll let you know. Oh, what happened? Sorry, comments. I don't know if it went into the comments. No, I'll do it again. It's all right. So yeah, I'll put that in so you can then contact her and just see. She'll let you know when she's available or not available. And she's great. She works with the time differences, but work out your time difference to where she lives in California. So for her, but Gillian has got something to say.
Gillian says, I've had memories of people from years ago that caused a bit of chaos. But then I remember how great the adventure we are experiencing at the time and how special that person actually being authentic.
Yeah. Authentic. Is there more there? Hang on a minute.
How vulnerable were we? Getting right out of our comfort zones. I know.
Yeah, exactly.
God, yes.
I know.
Exactly.
And oh God, I know. I remember back to, and I was going, oh, I knew nothing. Like I just, on so many levels, I was really good on some levels, and then other levels, I was just this blundering idiot. And I just think, how did I even survive?
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, God, and yet we had best intentions and all of that stuff, but it was pretty full on, wasn't it?
And I think too, when we do understand, that life review or the Akashic, I think we will be able to access it whilst we're here in the body eventually.
Yeah.
But it would blow our minds to know all the crazy things that we've experienced in our lives and past lives and parallel lives, just because I know when Shanna did my reading, which was just awesome, she said it's weird. She said, I don't think I've ever seen this one before. She said, they took me into a room. You have a whole room.
Fantastic.
I never just have a book. I have a whole room. And I thought,
and
it was just got that feeling of like, yeah, I feel like there's been a lot going on in my lives.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So I've popped that up. You can see that there. So I'll put it also underneath. I think I'll find somewhere to put it underneath in the comments once we've finished today for people that are watching it afterwards. So, okay. So Christine's been watching something. This is interesting.
Okay, I've been watching Initiation on Gaia, Matthias Di Stefano. It's so good. My body is remembering feelings and emotions coming up just watching that I have no connection to, but my body knows. It's fascinating. Yeah. I haven't seen that. Yeah. Is there can you give us a one-liner about what
it's about? Yeah, that'd be really good. If you can do that, Christine, that'd be amazing.
I know though.
Yeah. But it's interesting because, our cell, every aspect of us holds the memory. It's within our whole being. So yeah, I love that you've actually noticed that. So, and there's sometimes, we meet people or we watch something like that and we go, oh, of course, this is making so much sense. Yeah. And it's like I know this. Well, we do. And it's fantastic, that we can be triggered. I mean, I was always triggered by books back in the day before any of this electronic stuff. Bookshops were my absolute go-to. And it was just so interesting. It was like, oh, but this really happened. I could feel it, that sort of thing. Yeah. So Sherry's popped this up.
Sherry says you can feel it too when you travel. I remember vividly the smell of the earth as I got off the plane and it felt like home. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it? It's amazing. So I know I when I travel as well, Sherry, oh my God, I have some incredible experiences and awakenings.
Yeah,
So
likewise.
Christine's described it.
All his series are amazing. It's all about the origins of the universe and all of who we are and where we're from. Also, the journey of remembering is great.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow, I have not heard of them. So
yeah. It
that's
sounds like what ontology is, which is this, which is the study of being.
okay. The
It's
study,
like
what is it called?
it's a study of being. It's a
But it's
very
psychology, did you say?
ontology.
Ontology. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
which is
Wow.
that term about it's just the perspective of the bigger self, the bigger being, and what it means to be part of that bigger being. Yeah. So it is in every cell. Every cell is sacred. Every cell has
Correct.
it in there, you know?
That's it. And that's why I always talk to my cells and
Mm,
love my cells, because it's like water, one drop of water. When we bless it, love it, give it gratitude, all of that, and you put it into another whole lot of water, that shifts it. It
yeah.
just does. So, it go well, to me, I feel it would go to the highest vibratory point. This is what I always feel can happen. So, yeah. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I
let
love
us know
it.
if you've had any have you had any dreams, Nick?
No, just those visual images of playing out conversations or little scenes and things, but nothing that has been groundbreaking. I actually feel like I've been in a bit of a pause this week.
Yeah.
Almost like what we were saying about the cells then. It's like a reversal, asking myself, what is it you want? What do you need?
I love it.
Rather
That's
than me
really
doing
good.
the external forcing, like just
Yeah,
return to what you need to be. Return to your purity, your essence of what you are,
yeah.
and connecting back. And I actually did pull this other card as well after this one, and about getting into the energy vortex.
And what does it say underneath?
It says, trust your higher consciousness.
Wow.
And, and that's the thing is, when you do step into your heart, that's basically what you're doing is you're surrendering yourself back to not just the physical body anymore. You're surrendering yourself back to that higher wisdom, that divine consciousness that sits in every cell, that's every part of us. That's that our heart is the portal to that God presence, that oneness. So it's just constantly having to remind ourselves, don't get trapped on the external all the time.
Yeah.
Tap in, still live in the external world and be part of it. But remember to tap in constantly with, oh, okay, that's not me. What is me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have to define it. Just be a shining light. Just be who you are and drop it. Because really, it's not, as they say, it's not really about remembering. It's actually about dropping away all the filters and the layers that don't serve us over time and coming
Yeah.
back down to because it's like the little gem, the pearl that sits inside of us, that diamond. And it's been covered up constantly with, from the day we're born, more and more and more. And we're just stripping and stripping and stripping it away until we just become this pureness of love. So obviously when that happens, the external world has to change to match it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, and I feel that's really important, because I feel though, sort of people, our crew that are interested in this sort of thing, that would almost be the go-to. I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn here, but for me, it's a go-to. It's like, okay, what am I getting inside me? Like, what is it telling me? What, that sort of thing as well. Whereas a lot of people don't, they look for that validation outside, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. But Marie's got an interesting point here.
I'm seeing people, animals, and trees that are not there. A man walking in front of me, but he's not there. I watched a roadrunner go across a roof, but it was at least 5 times the size of a real one. Wow. Is anyone else having that?
Marie, you're having a fine old time. I love
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That's so interesting. So, Marie, what do you feel is going on for you? So, have you tapped in internally and actually, asked what's going on for you? Because, you know, it's really good to get that answer from within, just as Nick was saying. as well, so yeah, so let us know in the comments if you've got an inkling of what you feel is going on for you. So that'd be really cool if you can put that up. And yeah, if anyone else has been seeing things like in shadows or just whatever,
on the peripherals. Because I remember when in the beginning of my third awakening, that's what I call it, that was one of the early things that started happening for me. Nothing sort of directly in line of sight, but more just off the sides. And it happens to me regularly during the day. I would say 3 times a day I'll get something and I'll have to do a second take and I'll think,
what was that? Yes.
Yeah, what was that? There was
I was
something.
doing that yesterday. I went, oh, that was a bird that just flew through. Well, no, it wasn't. Oh, okay. Yeah. That was, it's interesting. So, so let us know, Marie, what you feel it is.
Yeah.
So,
and it's good to still have the logical side, the intellectual side of the brain, because you don't want to just slip into always believing everything. So you just trust what you're feeling and you think, you cancel everything that's relevant and you think, no, that was something different.
Yes.
And Marie says, I'm wondering if the veil is thin so much that it looks that clear. And I am seeing more peripheral too, Yeah.
Look, I believe so. I actually believe that as well. And also too, it's our ability. So everyone has a different ability or gift to be able to see through. And there could be messages for you within that, or it just might be waking you up at some other level as well, just to remind you that this is a hologram, that this actually is a matrix. And it's just a reminder for all of us. And this is why I love it when we share. Look, and this is the second time this cup has come up. So this is an emotional Ace of Cups. This is emotional fulfillment. So it's almost like it might have been something that your soul wanted to experience while it was here, to remember, this is a hologram. I get it. So just, that's what I feel anyway. It's you've asked for this. And so we get it sometimes in the weirdest of ways.
Exactly. And it is, and you do think of it like a game in a sense that you've got all the tokens and the players and the whatever, and you can make it anything you want by bringing I'm going to take that. Like I'm going to take that particular animal and bring that into my reality now. And it's like that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, where it is all happening at the same time and it doesn't really make any sense. So, maybe that veil you're talking about is the veil of the multiverse, Vinny, where you've created other things.
Third time. Third time. So there's definitely something for you, Marie, and for maybe all of us within our emotional body, because this to me is emotions, but it's one of the highest emotional cards. So it's like something's been fulfilled for you with this, or your cup's been filled up emotionally with it. Yeah, I'd really look. That's the third time that card came up actually, and I'd shuffled them all. So I would look, I would do a little bit of a contemplation and go in and ask your soul or ask your divine wisdom, can you just explain this to me more? And, that's what I'd be doing. So it's pretty cool.
And the fact that you're very present when you're experiencing it, which is the great place to be, which means it certainly has got a big message for you here, because it's not something that you're dwelling on or looking forward to or worrying about. It's right there in front of you. So it's actually starting to bring my awareness to it now as well. And it's funny, and that's what I love about this group is that at the end of it, I sit back and I reflect on the conversations that we've had, and I just let things simmer in, and I soak in the meanings and the chat. And I realise now, and I want to say it now because I always forget to say it, because it's after the chat that I think it's so valuable. I'm so grateful for the value that everybody is bringing to the world right now in this chat group and in our, dream team collective, because it's what is sparking each of us into bringing in a higher consciousness within a new world, a new earth. And it's, and I'm so grateful that you're here doing that and we can do it together. And because we couldn't do it but one by one, we're literally sitting in a circle together sharing our information, because it's our soul's journey to do that. And I just think, gosh, if I didn't have this time on a Monday with this group of people anybody that joins, anyone that watches later, I wouldn't be as rich and expanded as what I feel now, certainly, because I know I need some of your special skills and talents to activate me, and then we're doing it with each other. Yeah.
Absolutely agree. And, with the intention, I know with probably all of us, we really want to help, and we want to be a part of this beautiful awakening and transitioning. And so with that intention, with that, and with the group of us that do this, that intention is just going out there. I tell you, it's something that we probably don't even realize is really powerful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, very much so.
I love that. So we've got Sherry.
Sherry says, with the Akashic and past memory recalls, it can allow that trauma to release and make room for all the delicious, expansive new energy. Yeah.
Well said. And it was interesting because what was coming up was that this particular soul sort of healing and merging that had been happening with an aspect of Atlantis, it was literally for healing. And so that in this lifetime now, we can upgrade more and more through the healing that happened. And this has all just been going on. And so it was fascinating, actually. So, and it was great to get another perspective. So this is what I love. It is actually soul healing. And, that then manifests within this lifetime and this timeline and everything else that's going on. So just so important. So I love the way you've actually put that. That was really cool. So, yeah.
And I'm sure we're all bringing in these codes from those past high frequency.
Correct. Absolutely. So they're real because everything is happening now anyway. So it's when we tap in consciously, and then we really get the benefit of that.
That's very true. Christine says, our Genesis cells hold all of who we are and ever will be. There are 8 cells housed in the perineum, formed day 49 after conception. Akashic records are all within us. We house it all. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I feel, it's like anything. It's like there can't be an overload, because if we're overloaded, it's like some fuses will burn out. And this is, I think, what happens to some people. They get a mental fuse burnout, or they get an emotional fuse burnout if too much is revealed. So it's almost like there's a safety switch there, and until we're ready, then it doesn't open. So yeah, and it is within us all, absolutely. Or we would, it just is. I agree with you. And tapping into it is, some people obviously have a really good gift with that, and some of us experience it through other lifetimes, whether it's dreams or whether it's meeting someone and going, where do I know you from? And then it brings up memory from within. Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah. And there's for me personally, and I know it could be different for everybody else, but I'm getting a more subtle gentleness coming through. Whereas before it was like something would happen and then you'd question it and be looking deep into it and why and how. But now it's more this because it's this acceptance within me. It's just coming in gently and easily, and my reaction to it is more natural. It's becoming more organic because it's part of my life now.
Yeah. Exactly. It is. It's easier.
Yeah.
So,
that's been a change for some people as well. Because, obviously people out there in the collective are having a very different experience.
Completely different. And, this is, and I love, Christine, thank you for this. It's so true.
This group and Elisa's are my priorities now. Such an important connection for us all. Yes.
Yeah. And, Tracy.
Oh, hi, Tracy. Yes, we rise each other up, and it's wonderful. It sure is. It really is, yeah.
And it's deliberate,
Yes.
It's beautiful. So there's no rules, there's no regulations. This is complete freedom of soul, being here, saying whatever it is that just comes through for us all, and it can trigger. So, and Kylie always says to me, she looks forward to this every Monday. She's like, I had to cancel an appointment because it was on a Monday at 9 o'clock. It was like, no. So cute.
Because I know I'm picking up, and I know I could do this anyway, but for some reason this activates me much more readily with the chat. Like if this chat wasn't here, it's like Marie says, doing it by herself, it just doesn't have that same effect. Like we would get it, but we're meant to have this experience to bring up each other back into oneness. So yeah, it's having everybody on the chat that really gives me something special each Monday that I take with me throughout the week. And I don't know, it just, I'm becoming clearer and clearer and clearer. And it's funny, this morning I was really called to pull out my little Lemurian
beautiful
quartz. And the reason it's Lemurian is because it has the little extra pyramid things on it. But also, if you see, it's hard to see, there are striations that go across.
Yes, it's got a different, I've got one here as well, which might help actually. Let me grab that. But most of you probably know the Lemurian crystals. Here we go. Yeah, so that you can see how there's the striations within it. It's often like these ones. Yeah.
And I didn't even make a connection to the fact that holds memory. Those striations are the memory within humanity. And I always think about that when I hold it. Like I really was drawn to just pick this up this morning and to bring it in with me. And I had it in my hand all morning before I came in to sit down. And it's like sending that message to us. Yes, this is what we're doing. We're tapping back in to what we once knew was the high frequency way of being. But we're going to exceed that. We're going to go beyond it more and more.
And I love what Tracy's just put up as well.
It is like talking to different aspects of ourselves, listening, learning, bringing things forward. Yeah, that is such a great way of putting it, Tracy.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yeah, because you're a different aspect in a sense of me, because we're all part of the one big picture. You know, we're just playing out our little bit. We're more focused on that little bit. But at the same time, I know that I can be Tracy, I can be Gillian, I can be Kylie, I can be anyone in this chat. I can be.
Yeah.
Because that's where we came from. Yep. So I guess it's just this week for me is probably, that's why it's been very quiet. It's more about, you don't actually need any reminders and anything sometimes. It's just within you. So just let it come out straight through the heart.
That's it. And then experience it as to what we're creating.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But Marie's actually answered, when we asked about the aspects she was seeing, the beings, whatever.
Oh, yes. I definitely do that. From what I understand, we were much larger. So to see me, the animals would have been also, yes. Just saw that roadrunner maybe an hour ago. We'll follow up after.
Yeah, let us know. That's really fascinating. And you do get good insights, Marie, so that'd be awesome. So I'm going to pop up Gillian's dream because I was going to get there. I was just trying to keep everything in the flow.
Gillian says, I had a really long dream, but one part was we were at a surf life club. A politician was giving a surf lifesaver some information on her policies. The surf lifesaver was waxing his surfboard.
I think that's all part of the dream that Gillian's put up. I can't see anything more down there. No, so this is really interesting because at the moment, especially in Australia, there's a lot of political ramifications that are happening to the parties that have been apparently elected. Anyway, so they're really digging holes to basically bury the Australian. So they're doing everything they can. So it's interesting that the Surf Life Club, it's actually an Australian icon. It's like they're from nippers, from little kids. They're brought up. How do you work really well on the beach? How do you save people? How do you run, swim? It really fantastic, I think, for children growing up. Australia, like 95% of Australia is based on water around the beaches. So the surf life-saving clubs to me are absolute icons. They're very Australian. This is how it is, the fact that a politician was giving some information on the policies, it's like trying to tell Australians, well, this is actually how it's working and it's going to be fine. And then the surf lifesaver is just there waxing his board. It's like, yeah, well, I'm going to go out and have a swim because I don't believe anything he's saying. So I'd love to know, Gillian, what your feeling was on this aspect as well. Yeah. What did you get?
Oh, straight away, it was like, as soon as for me, it's like you couldn't get more opposites. A politician standing probably on a beach.
I know, it's true. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do when they need to, for part of the way they look. But they're just two complete polar opposites. And the surf community are usually an awake group of people because they're so in touch with the water and they're in the water. But I just saw that whole thing about, that waxing on, waxing off. So the waxing is a building up. The surfboard, you need to be balanced to be on the board. The wax stops you from falling off. So it's like staying on your path, staying true to who you are, regardless of the external noise that's coming in, because there's a lot of it. And you're right, it's part of the Australian culture if you live on the coast. I mean, there's not a day goes by where I don't see an image or a conversation or something about a surf life-saving club.
Correct. Because they're beautiful. You go for lunch there, they're on the beach, you probably have them in the US and wherever, I'm sure. But here it's a huge icon, massive way of life, massive way you're brought up. You become friends with all the families, it's really big. So I love that. So I'd love to know what your thoughts, Gillian, on this aspect were for you. So,
and I did look up in the book, wax.
Yeah.
Because surf in itself is such a beauty. There's so much in surf. There's so much to break down there. But the wax is soft, impressionable, easily molded, cleans and polishes, creates a shiny surface. So if you tie that concept also in with the meaning behind what was happening here, it just adds on more and more. It's like that person is in control and they're polishing up they're molding something that they want to create, not what somebody's telling them they have to be created. It's a bit like religion, it's no different. To me, politicians are like preachers.
Well, this card came up, the Hierophant, which is someone that has authority over people. And sometimes it's about, is it really positive or not positive? That will come up with the Hierophant. So, and then the message, which is the beautiful Knight of Cups. It's gently bringing an emotional message to people, and people are really going in. The Hermit came up and looking at this and going, yeah, this is not right. So, I feel that maybe that's coming through in your dream, Gillian.
Yeah, it's quite a nice dream actually too. Any dream, when you say the word surf to me, I just lighten up. I just suddenly get this great feeling of life again, It's like, and it's funny, it's a surf life saving. We're saving our own lives.
Yeah.
She said a long dream, but I had a wee, left my group and started climbing sand dunes. I was then walking through a city market and there was a mannequin in a shop window looking down at me. I then spoke to
crone. I wonder if she means
to a crone.
Yeah, like a crone, maybe a wise energy, a wise person.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not sure. So, but yeah, interesting. So to me, it feels like you've discerned who you want around you, and you've started your own journey on this as well. So it's I don't know, but yeah, interesting. I'd love to know what your thoughts are, Gillian, for you. Really interesting.
So that was still part of that dream. That was a continuation of that.
That's a long dream. Yeah, that was. But yeah, which is really interesting.
Journey.
Yeah, the dream journey. So it feels like you've made decisions to do your own journey and leave the group, do a clearing, and that's having a wee, go in the toilet. That's releasing, and off you go. So
yeah.
And a mannequin is something that's maybe not real, but you've noticed it. So yeah, it's almost like you're waking up more and more.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, and
crone, the old lady on the corner, she told me where I was.
And that's your own inner wisdom, that crone energy. So yeah, so you're getting your messages and you're getting your guidance very much.
Yeah, it's quite nice actually.
It is.
Really is. I think sometimes when we do back to that pause type thing, is that everything's perfect the way it's going anyway. That's that perfection card. So it's just like they're just little reminders to say, oh no, it's all good. You're on track. You're doing exactly what you're meant to do. You're expanding in the right way, fashion, form. Everything has a purpose here for us now. Everything.
Totally. And Sherry's popped something up.
When I did shamanic training, we camped in tents and met around the fire in the morning to share dreams as messages were of value to us. This group feels the same way. We've built a network between us, yeah.
Absolutely. And a very energetic network too. Like we probably aren't even aware of how that's actually helping and working within the greater collective either. So, it's like, it just doesn't make sense to me why for nearly a third of our 24 hours we're sleeping and dreaming and people don't talk about it. To me, it just doesn't make any logical sense, as it just doesn't. So
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Absolutely not. But I've been getting lots of images about circles and dropping in during the day, not just in sleep, but especially during the day, quite frequently, where this should be circle, this should be circle, this should be circle. That concept of us meaning that we should be all equal together talking about something. The moment I hear somewhere where it's division, I feel, this is where the circle is. This is where it comes into a group of people discussing as adults how to resolve things together rather than just falling back into our old ways of doing something, because that's what we were taught to believe and be. But yeah, we have a lot of fires around our cul-de-sac here because we have lots of. You only have to go 5 seconds out in our yard and you've got enough firewood on the ground for a full night of burning. But we sit around fires a lot as groups and we chat. And it takes a while. For all the energy of the day to settle.
Yep.
And then you get into this rhythm, and it's so. And when as the night goes on, it gets darker and later, and people become more relaxed.
Oh yeah.
The energy changes again, and that's what I want to feel more often when I'm in groups of people.
And I feel too, when people are in a circle, it's like they stay more connected, they stay more aware. Whereas when you've got someone up the top front telling you, well, this is what we're going to do, and everyone's in rows, it's almost a disconnect. It's like, when can I get out of here, sort of thing. Whereas when you're included and your energy, you feel everyone's energy, it's a connection with it. Yeah, I agree. I think it's extremely powerful. This is why in the shamanic and in the, the druids and all of that, it was always circles, always. So, yeah, very powerful. Wow. So, let us know if you've got any other dreams. I'll pull a card from our beautiful chakra reading cards and see what comes up for us today. Oh. And if you've got any ideas for a focus for next week as well, let us know. Like if you go, oh my gosh, I'd love to really be able to focus as a group collectively even on such and such, let us know. So yeah, absolutely. It is amazing. So
I agree that in this group we are so connected. It opens us up to so many areas and has a lot of collective energies. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, totally. So if you have any ideas or you start getting I'd just love to work with this, or I'd love to experience this and have the group, be part of it. Yeah. Oh, here we go. So Christine's popped something up.
The Harvey Bay has been fascinating with flat, calm bay and straight, flat horizon. Very different to ocean surf. I've not experienced such calm on the ocean before. It's like a circle of water. Yeah. I know Harvey Bay well. I had a house there.
Me too. Oh, did you?
Yeah, my sister lived there. We just rented it out. But I agree. I had the weirdest feeling there. There was something very strange, very different about it. That water, like considering where it is, it's a big bay that comes in, but you feel like you're just totally exposed. There's a lot of whale activity there as well.
Whales go there to have their calves.
Yeah.
So, for them to pick somewhere like that to have calves, you wonder what's going on. I mean, Fraser Island's very close to that, which has got the purest water, like nearly the purest water in the world. It has that, what is it called, where it's a regenerating water system in a lake. Yeah. And it is weird. I've been up there as well, and I found the energy there really different, and I didn't really couldn't tap into what it was.
Me neither.
It wasn't, to me, it wasn't fantastic. I don't know about you, but it felt
No, I felt
really,
very a bit ominous because
yes,
also because they have there's a lot of activity up in those waters for sure, but because the water go like when they have tides that go out so far, like you can only go swimming if at certain times because the water goes out too far. It takes you forever to get out there, and then it comes in and it's quite shallow, so you can't actually dive into the water
it's
anywhere.
not nice. It's not like what we're used to either. But yeah, definite a different energy with it. Hey, so I'm so glad you guys have said that because I thought it's just me,
Mm.
and I
It
got a
wasn't
little
warm
bit
bath. Mm.
populated there. I got a bit cranky there as well. I went, God, this is so
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
So okay, it's not just me. Thank you. That has really helped. So
I
yeah,
generally don't enjoy the water as much as what I do when I'm where the water is moving calmly. I don't want big waves and crazy waves all the time, but there's just
yeah,
something very different about that energy.
yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm the same.
I brought home some rocks or coral from there as well
Yeah,
that I have, and that was interesting. Just tuning into that felt different.
yeah, yeah. Yes, I'm so glad, Christine. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
It
I
was
mean, I
really
deliberately drove up there to actually go whale swimming with the whales because you're allowed to, but I picked the wrong. Someone told me, kept telling me, go with this group, go with this group. I was going, oh, I feel I should go with the dive group, but all right, should have gone with the dive group because they focused on taking you to whales that were settled enough to swim with. Yeah, the other one didn't, so I got cranky. I went, I've driven all this way. It's quite a long way from like, Gold Coast. It's like, oh, to get to Harvey Bay for the weekend. So yeah. Yeah, and Rainbow Beach is very powerful. Yeah, Julian, I agree with you. Yeah,
yeah.
and a lot of people say that about it, yeah, so I'd love to know if there's other places that people have been as well in the world, anywhere different that where they've really acutely felt the shift from, where you are, so
But it sounds like you're meant to have gone there, maybe to help settle some energy or to charge the energy up, because I do feel
maybe,
that all these places,
yeah,
that's what our role is as well.
we
Some of
agreed.
us, yeah.
Absolutely, we agreed. I agree with you. Absolutely. So, yeah, and
And you
Kylie's felt the
you
same.
get
It's got a different energy. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, how we all talk about this, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, it wasn't just me. This is so interesting. So,
yeah.
yeah, and we can grid as well when we're not in a place. I mean, I
Mm,
can grid anywhere and
mm,
not be there. It's like because yeah, and it's interesting because this card has actually come up for us, number 21, which is a 3, and it's communication. And what were we just talking about? If anyone would like us to all, put our intention together to create
mm.
something or to experience something, then, and this is what's come up, is this communication. And look at it.
Beautiful.
So
Yes.
that would be the throat chakra, one would presume. Let's have a little look. Yes, the throat chakra. Okay, so you've called upon this card today to let you know it's an important time for communication. All healthy communication and relationships are built on a solid base of good communication. It is easy to hold back or alter your words in order to prevent hurting someone's feelings, fear of rejection, or the possibility of creating some form of conflict. However, it is important that you share your thoughts and feelings honestly with those around you to create and build long-lasting, healthy relationships. When you doubt, hinder, or manipulate the flow in communication, this interference blocks the throat chakra and can create a world of suppression and confusion. And it can actually cause physical issues. I used to have a friend that used to get tonsillitis all the time. I was going, right, what's been going on? What are you not talking about? What are you suppressing again in your head? And sure enough, that's what had been going on. So you're being encouraged at this time to speak up and share your feelings. Communication can also mean writing your feelings down on paper, which is a good tool to use. So you can do some healing and clearing process on your throat chakra. A few great crystals to work with to clear this chakra are blue lace agate, blue kyanite, and chrysocolla. Take some time and space for yourself. Place the crystal on your throat chakra and breathe in the crystal's energy, helping it to open and clear. Communication is also about listening. Make sure you listen with an open heart and without judgment. You will feel a deeper connection with yourself and those around you. And it's really interesting, isn't it? How often do we have our mind stop us going, oh, I can't really say that because this might happen. And so we're already double worrying before we even
Mm,
communicate. And so it takes
mm,
courage to do that communication without judging
mm,
ourselves first.
mm, yeah,
So, yeah. So, I was going to say, so the other thing is you can use sodalite. And of course, there's what's the other blue crystal? Sodalite or lapis lazuli is another one that you can use for your throat as well. But I'm going to leave that one up to you guys to work with. Maybe this is obviously coming up for a reason.
yeah,
So go in, always open your heart first before you do this, and then just ask, and whatever crystal, energetic crystal that we don't have to use real crystals. We can use these beautiful energy crystals that I always work with. Ask for whatever's needed to come through and just see how it feels for you. So that one's an easy one to do. So yeah, maybe we can actually all do that just before sleep or something, and then see how we go with connecting with us or communicating with people that are really want to hold that space.
yeah.
So yeah, so that's beautiful. But Christine's asked me a question.
Oh, can you check with the cards if there's a portal in the bay, or what does
Yeah,
Jess say about the energy there?
yeah. Okay, which one? I'm getting told to do both, so I'm just going to do some cards first,
Mm,
really quickly. Yeah, I'm just tuning in now myself,
mm,
really, because I hadn't asked these
mm,
questions.
mm,
Yeah, okay. I think it's ancient, is what I'm feeling. Oh, I'm getting this huge ringing in my ears, and I feel there is a portal there, and it is ancient. Yeah, it's been there for a while. So we've got a Four of Pentacles, which is a long setting up a foundation. Four of Cups. So some people don't like the energy of it. Like you take it or leave it is what I'm getting. Two fours, which is really fascinating.
mm,
Let's have a look at one more, and then I'm going to get just tuning in. God, this one flew out. Interesting, because the Two of Wands has come up. So this is when there's action taken to create more balance. So I'm wondering if the actual of course there's a portal there. I just got it. Oh my God. Where I lived at Palm Beach, there was definitely a portal. Coley and I worked this out. There was a portal just to the left out the front of the house. And I didn't like going swimming there. It felt weird. That's where I saw the UFO lights come up through under the sea. That's where two whales stopped to have their babies. So, of course, they're going to a portal to birth. Just got it all. Thank you very much.
yeah.
Oh,
That
how
actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
yeah,
totally.
there's definitely a massive portal there.
Yeah.
And the tree that was next to me, it was starting when I first moved into this beautiful home on the beach, literally. This tree was dying, and I got told you have to work with it. It's underground. It's coming through the roots, and it was the portal that was actually taking its energy, and I fixed it all. It was fine. But yeah, there we go. That makes so much sense. Wow, see, I love it. These conversations always have a reason. So maybe whales go to places where there are portals for them to be able to birth, and plus, of course, warmer. But yeah, because I used to go, why would they just stop at Harvey Bay? There
And
you
that
go.
icky feeling we get is
Yeah,
because
it's horrible.
we're not meant to be there. We're
Yeah,
not meant to be part of that. That's for them to use for that purpose. There are some
because that,
portals. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not just willy-nilly going to throw myself into a portal.
Well, when I went for a swim when I'm just going to try going for a swim down the front and to the left, and I usually went for a swim anywhere else on the beach where we were,
Mm,
and I literally got caught in this rip, and I went, this is weird. I couldn't get out of it. It was only literally like 10 meters, 10 meters from shore, and I was going, I can't get out of this, and it was
mm,
weird. And this lady came along and she was watching me. I went, yeah, give me a minute. Let's see and I finally got out, but I was like, that's not normal, and I knew because I kept getting told don't swim there.
yeah,
So.
mm,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Interesting. So Kylie, where she lived in Patonga, which is down in
mm,
New South Wales, sort of opposite the Bay of Sydney. It's beautiful, very quiet country. Well, it was quiet country town.
mm,
Yeah, and they'd rest with their calves, and Patonga had fairly calm sort of water as well, and yeah, interesting energy. It was great, but
yeah.
interesting, Kylie. Thank you. Yeah, love it. So there you go. There we go.
Mm.
See, lots of stuff comes up when we talk about different things. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I'll be
Nick, have you got
exploring that one.
anything you want to finish with or leave for
No,
people?
I've got to go because I've got an appointment
Got an
to get into
appointment.
some
Yeah.
hydrotherapy today. So, but thank you, everybody. Love you so much. I mean, you're
Yes.
just my family now, and I adore that. Yeah. Thank you, Marie. Thank you,
Thank
Jasper.
you,
Thank you, everybody,
Nancy.
for being here.
Nancy. And Elisa's away again tomorrow, so we'll be back next week with Elisa. So
Yeah.
see you here next week. See you. Bye.
Lots of love.